Do you ever wish you can give AutoCAD just some input from a list and then click somewhere on the screen and then it will create the geometry for you? In this video, this is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to create a plugin application that takes in some input. You click on a screen and then it will create a geometry for you. So I created a fictional plugin which creates drone markings based on your input if you put small, medium or large drone. Now to create this plugin, we're going to first create helper functions which you can reuse over and over again in other applications, and then we're going to use these helper functions to create our main algorithm. So the first thing I'm going to do is launch Visual Studio. Now I can create a new project. If you remember from the last video, I taught you how to create a CAD template. So my CAD template is over here, CAD project. I'll call it CAD Drone Marking and create. Okay, so my project is set up based on the template that I created before. I don't need to initialize any code. So first of all, I'm going to start with the helper functions. The helper functions, I have added a link in the description. You can go find them. So the first helper function is to prompt for a point. I'm going to copy this and paste it over here. So what this does basically is it asks the user for a point and it takes in a prompt as a string. So you can ask the user like, hey, click on this where you want to enter the marking on the screen. So this is our first helper function. Our second helper function is prompt for options. So basically in this function, you can ask the user to choose from a list. So in our case, it will be small, medium or large. The third helper function is to create a line. Now I'll copy this and paste it over here. So this create line function takes in the block table record, transaction, a start point and an end point, and from that it creates a line, and we'll later see how to use it. So these are the helper functions that I need. Now it would be a good idea to save this as a template, and when you do, you'll have these helper functions always available to you. Now we'll move on to the main application, which is to draw the drone marking. Okay, so I will add this over here. Now, how does this work? First of all, you need to dimension a document, a database, an editor. Okay, so over here we're using our first helper function, GetUserOption. We're passing the editor, select drone size, and then we're passing an array, small, medium or large, which are the options to choose from. The second helper function that we're using is GetUserPoint, which will ask the user to click on the AutoCAD screen, and depending on that point, it will place the marking over there. So the offset over here is just a multiplier, 1 for small, 2.5 for medium, 5 for large. We create a transaction, we dimension the block table record, and then we create the points based on the user input point and also the offset value, which is based on what the user selected. And then you notice over here we create 2 lines, and after that the marking should show. Now let's test this application. So I'm going to launch it. We have some errors. Let's see what's wrong. Oh. Okay, it should work now. Close extremely fast, as you can see. Okay, now if you remember, we used the NETLOAD function in order to load our application. So I need to go to the directory where I created the project, which is here, DrawDroneMarking, then debug, GetUserPoint, always load. Now let's see if it works. DrawDroneMarking. Okay, we can choose from our list, small, medium, large, and this is our large marking. Let's see our medium and our small. Now this is just a basic example, but you can take this much further. If you have a complex shape, you could create it using the create line. Later on we're going to learn how to make more complex shapes using polylines, adding curves to polylines, adding circles, adding what else? So eventually you'll be able to create any geometry you can think of, but this is just a simple example we are starting from. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll try my best to answer them. Thank you for watching.